As of 2012, Alice Nine will have been active as a band for 8 years with 5 albums and multiple singles to their name. In 2007, they performed in California as part of the J-Rock Revolution Festival, but generally have only performed within Japan under the PSC label. In 2011, they performed their first one-man show at Nippon Budokan, which was a huge milestone for this band. As of February 2012, Alice Nine released their 5th album, entitled Nine. Their previous album, Gemini, was released in February of 2011, just 1 year prior to Nine. Surprisingly, Nine ranked much lower in the Oricon charts than Alice Nine's 3 previous albums. Maybe Nine came out too soon. I didn't think so, but it was only 12 months between 2 full-length albums. For me, Alice Nine's singles are usually hit or miss, but their albums always bring something new to the table. Of the 11 songs on this album, 3 have previously been released as singles: Blue Flame, Niji no Yuki, and Heart of Gold. We are getting 8 brand new songs from this album, which is pretty good for an album. You can really hear Alice Nine progress as a band in Nine specifically. The music gets stronger as well as shows vocals. There's a certain sound that is carried through all their albums, something that's purely Alice Nine. Nine has a really nice variety of sound that all flow together. Now, Alice Nine probably would still be considered Visual Kei, but in a grown-up sense. They don't really need to rely on ridiculous outfits for the most part, and they have dressed classier lately, just really fashionably. I have to give Alice Nine props for the way they dress most of the time. Heavenly Tale is the first song on this album, and it's a really great intro. It has a pretty unique sound to it, something I don't hear a lot of J-Rock bands doing. It has a great drum beat, a great divine sound, and it reminds me of The Beautiful Name, which was the intro for their album Vandalize, but they've stepped up their game. The Arc and Gallows are 2 heavier songs on this album, with emphasis on the fast guitar playing. And the variety of this album begins. After the heavy guitar riffs, we have Kasumi, which is a beautiful song with softer guitars and more emphasis on the strength of the vocals. Blue Flame was released as a single and is what I consider a typical Alice Nine style song. It's very easy to listen to, there's a pretty interesting PV to watch with a storyline to go along with it. It's a nice song and it's really good for this middle of the album to get your energy up, but I think there are better tracks on this album, such as Hello World. Hello World is a song where Sho is not singing. Bassist Saga is speaking for the majority of the song. While this is one of those songs I feel like they would play live, but they would never actually record. Musically, I don't think it's anything too special. You just really have a basic guitar and drum beat to go along with it. What makes it stand out most is the speaking, and you really want to listen to what Saga is saying to hear what he's going to say next. This is towards the middle of the album, so it really perks up your interest to continue listening. Alice Nine are not known for ballads. Rock ballads, yes, maybe, but not soft, pure ballads. Niji no Yuki is really their first ballad, as Sho has said, and it's also the first song that Sho both wrote the lyrics and the music to. This is one of those missed songs for me. The energy goes down a lot with this song. The song really doesn't do anything for me. Thankfully, the rest of the album flows together really well. Heart of Gold just brings the energy through the roof, which you can't help but dance and sing along with. The video for Heart of Gold, yes, here's where you can tell they're Visual Kei with those outfits. But hey, it could be worse. This and other recent Alice Nine videos have actually been released in 7 different versions. Yes, 7. 1 focusing on each of the different members, 1 multi-angle version with all the versions, and then you have the standard video. This is a bonus for you if you think one member doesn't get enough camera time. Hey, well, now they do. Subete E is the final track and my favorite track on this album. It's an amazing way to end the album, and it just leaves you wanting more. It starts off really slow and quiet and calm and beautifully, and then it just builds up to this awesome rock song. The end of the song is just such a finale and a flawless ending. That drum at the end, I couldn't have asked for anything more. It really feels like the end of an album, but you're left wanting more. One thing this album has going for it is a great intro and a great outro. You have a diversity of songs mixed in. You have some fast-paced guitars, you have some slow, pretty songs, and you have some just general rock songs. I really enjoy Nine almost as much, if not more, than their previous album Gemini. For me, I can listen to all the songs on Nine consecutively and they really work nicely together. The pacing is just right. The energy is kept moving in the right direction for the majority of the album. Whereas on Gemini, I would need to skip some songs or skip around. Certain songs just don't sit well with me for that album. I'm really looking forward to what Alice Nine does next because while they have shown they know what they're doing, they're still going to keep learning and keep improving, and we can only guess what their next sound is going to be.